Blessings, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the 876 Review Show. I'm your host, Mark Brown. As you can see, decked out in the garment of legends right here because I don't know what I talk about today. As promised, we'll go into the review of the IAAF World Championships in Athletics, looking at the highlights and some lowlights of what went on with our athletes over in Beijing. We'll talk about everything from both shelling down the bird's nest again to the women, a lot of great feats by the women, especially the relay team. Yo, this morning, what they turn up, and a whole lot of things. We're also going to delve a little bit into the Miss Universe Jamaica pageant, which took place last night. A very interesting backstory behind the winner of the competition. We're going to try and build off what KSC Pennell did last year or this year, because the Miss Universe pageant for last year was held in January this year. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But no wasting time. Let's go, right? So first off, let us talk about the man himself. The reason why I'm decked out in this shirt because you don't know. I told people from the longest while, because people, of course, as I said last week, the hysteria, the worry, all sorts of stuff, saying, "Oh, includes a step, boy, I'm gonna know, Gatlin a come on, him on farm and all of these things and." Well, I don't really know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if both can hold them off and, the injuries and all them things. I'm going to say, yo, easy. You know what I mean? Because you have to look at it this way. You see, yes, we know that boat lose a step from 3 years ago. I mean, it's hard for him to replicate the form going, getting closer to 30 of what he did in Beijing, in London, and everything in between. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard to replicate that form. But I always say, until the man fail in a big situation, you cannot doubt the man. You cannot doubt the man. You are a disservice without this man right here. Let me tell you this. You see this man him always come through in the clutch. You might accuse him of partying too much. You might accuse him sometimes of losing his focus, which in the past with the girls where him did that date and all sort of thing, the bag of partying and the crashes I've carried him and all them things there. But when it's time to perform, this man always come through in the clutch. And once again, we see it here. And a lot of the worrying kind of carried over into the relays because them see Justin Gatlin, his main rival, running 9.83, 9.77, all these fast times in the heats. Now, Justin Gatlin always runs every heat like a final. So to me, I never really took it seriously because he does that all the time. Both always, kind of jogs his way through and Moses on to the finish line. The second race though, he stumbled and a lot of people did fret because they see him stumble and they said, John no star. This is a semi-final, not the heat. And wonder, oh God, that he nearly missed out, but catch up as he always does. The last 50 meters just bolt it down for lack of a better term and win the heat. And he ran 9.96. Now, for a man to stumble that badly and run 9.96, that was actually a sign. That was actually a sign that maybe, you know what, maybe he has been holding out. He's just saving that best run for last and that he can still deliver the way he usually delivers. So then we get to the big race now. Me out with my family, everybody are fret. Everybody has said, John, I hope so we can deliver, I hope so we can deliver. My sister hold on to my hand and all sorts of things. Me just here with my calm demeanor, just easy man, just like the boss doing thing. Then the race start, and it was literally neck and neck. I expected, most people expected it to be a close, down to the wire finish. And it was like this, like really close, but just a little bit in front of Gatlin, all the way up until about the last 15 or 10 meters. And then Gatlin, because I think the mistake Gatlin made was that he look at both one time. I see the biggest mistake you can make as a competitor is to look at the man we are race against. You cannot look in the next lane. You have to focus straight down all the way. Him look and him start losing form. Instead of doing this like him always do, him start, flailing him arms, losing him form, all them kind of thing there. And just at the line, by a knee, literally, both win the race and, calm down some fears and all of that stuff. And, it was great to see. I think once that happened, it set a tone for the rest of the championships. Like, all right, things are normal again. Things are back to normal again because to see him do that is like everybody get a little bit of inspiration. So him start off the thing. Then Shelly do her thing in the 100 meters. Although that Dutch girl, she was Jano. I'm telling you what, that girl, I don't know how she shoot up so fast. She was a heptathlete just a year ago, and now all of a sudden she's just bursting through the 100 meters and 200 meters like nothing. We get to 200 in a second. But Shelly do her thing in that race, and again, much of the same, you start to feel like, all right, things can be like they always have been since 2008. Where we're really dominating the track and field thing. So she did that now. Then the 200 meters come, and again, everybody are worried about both. Everybody are worried, so, oh, Gatlin can take him. And Gatlin had been running some superb 200-meter times, the last year. So everybody said, oh, Gatlin can take him down and whatever. But nobody, and I mean nobody in the history of track and field, runs the bend better than UC and St. Leo both. So as soon as that man come around the corner during the final, it was over. Gatlin can't catch that. You understand? Gatlin cannot catch that because what both doesn't like dip out of his form or his usual running style. It's like him see the bend and it's like say another gear just click in. And once that gear click in, nobody going to catch that. So both repeat again as 200 champion. The women's 200, Shelly did not run. I'm guessing to kind of save her energy and that kind of thing. And it was probably was the best thing because that allowed for us to look at a new star, Elaine Thompson, who some people affectionately call extraterrestrial because this girl came out of nowhere and has been just tearing apart the field, tearing apart the distance. So she came in, and I have to tell you, I was really impressed by how she came. When she came on that bend and she just got down, I thought she had that race won. I thought she was going to be the new big star for Jamaican track and field, and she could still be because she definitely has potential. She's young, you know what I mean, and she definitely has it in her. But that Shippers girl that I mentioned earlier, boy, that last 30 meters, she just come and she just take it for herself and edge her at the line. And some people were saying, oh, she lose out at the end, she burn out at the end. Still, Elaine to run 1.66 in the 200 meters. Listen to me, that is not an easy time to run. You know what I mean? For female runners, Shipper's win was actually the fourth fastest time, 21.63, the fourth fastest time by one in 200 meters ever. So that for sure you said that is not an easy time to beat. So Elaine, as far as I'm concerned, ran the best race she could possibly win. She just got beaten by a better opponent. And boy, Shelly and Allison come next year, them have some serious competition at the 200 meter because they have them, you have Shippers, you have Thompson. Big up VCB one time. World Warrior, she finished third, she get bronze. Still showing that she's still one of the top 200 meter sprinters in the world. Big up to her, despite the fact she got a horrible lane. And then there was a whole controversy in the earlier races where she must run into some other girl's lane, and everyone's like, can she do that? What the hell? But as long as you don't impede, you're good, right? So go on from that now to the relay races now. And boy, well, before we get to the relays, to the 110 meter, shout out to Hans Parchment, bronze medalist in the 110 meter hurdles in London. Come through again. He's battled this year of injuries, but he ran a great last 50 meters of his race and ended up with the silver medal. Really doing thing. Congratulations to him. Omar McLeod, who a lot of people thought could actually win this race, ended up finishing 5th or 6th. I think it was nerves. After about the second hurdle, he kind of just lose him train of thought, start knocking down every hurdle in sight and all of that kind of stuff. But he definitely has the talent. Don't get me wrong. Definitely has the talent. He's only 21 years old. Passionate is 25. So there's definitely a lot more that we should expect from this youth. It's just that, it's in first chance to shine at major championships. Just lose him at a little bit. You know what I mean? And big shout out to Daniel Williams. My God, who would have saw that coming? That was a surprise for me of the whole championships to see her win the 100-meter hurdles. I mean, that was extraordinary. She just burst out like a cannon and couldn't be caught. It was tremendous running by Williams, and for her to do that, in her first big time race like this in our major championships. Huge kudos to her. I think she has huge potential and an athlete to watch next year in Rio for the Olympics. So we got to the relays now. 4x1. No, during the heats, a lot of drama with our men's team. So Taekwondo Tracy, who was supposed to run the heats, and think I know them want to give both a break and Ashley a break, all them kind of thing there. So during the heats, somebody stepped on the back of him heel, I think, and they end up hobbling and hobbling. Them have to take him off, so them have to bring in Ashmead for the heats. Now Jamaica goes on to qualify for the next for the final. But during that race, apparently the Netherlands challenged the race. Netherlands finished sixth in this heat, by the way, and challenged the ruling, say Asafa step out time lane and impede them runner and all sorts of things. To me, it was nonsense because if you were sixth place, why are you challenging if it's not going to help your seeding? It's not going to put you in the final. So why are you challenging the thing? It just looked like a bad mind thing. The Dutch officials end up calling up protest and yada yada yada. So anyway, so we get to the final, and a lot of the US team looks so good because they had, remember, all four of their runners, Mike Rogers, Justin Gatlin, Tyson Gay, and Trevon Brummel. All four of them were in the 100-meter final last weekend. So the real thought was it's going to be hard to knock off this team. So the strategy was put Asafa on the back stretch. That's the second 100-meter in the relay. Put him up against Gatlin to at least neutralize him a little bit. Then get it to Ashmead, who can run the curve. He's a 200-meter specialist who's in the final of the 200 in these championships. And then get it to Bolt, make him close it out. And in that race, well, Powell's impact wasn't really that one because Gatlin in that race just soared past everybody. Soared past the grass, soared past Powell, soared past everybody, get it to the third leg. And then Ashmead cut it a little bit, get it to Bolt. I want to give Bolt just that little, even if it's a little deficit, he will shatter that. He will take care of business. And then when it turned around to the bend, Bolt gets it. And it looks like he's just clean through, not just because of his own greatness, but in part because the US handle between Gay and Rogers on that final 100 meters, they stepped over the line. It looked like Rogers was trying to just grab it all the time and he couldn't grab it. And then when they finally get a hold of the baton, he already passed the line. So the US ended up getting disqualified, which for a lot of Jamaicans actually sweet them even more. You know what I mean? And Jamaica ended up taking it. So both end up with the triple once again, 100, 200, and the 4x1. And shout out to Asafa Paul, who got a lot of grief over the last week. Some of it rightfully so, because of some things. We'll get to that in a second. But for him, he did a good enough job. And given that our team was in somewhat of a flux going in for the relay, it's good to see that we did that. So once I think we're to get close to it, I don't know what's going to happen with Blake over the next few months. I don't know what's going to happen as far as that is concerned, or if we're going to go with the same team from Rio. But for us to win with some pressure on this team a little bit, that was good to see. And the 4x1 moment, what a run by them. It was tremendous what we did. I didn't expect BCB to start, but she could have started any better. And the exchanges, everything was just smooth. Elaine Thompson won a perfect bend and set up Shelley, and once Shelley got that was it. It was over at that point. You know what I mean? And big up to the 4x1. But for me, the biggest moment of any moment in the championships for me was this morning. The 4x400 women. God knows, it was an inspirational story. Like people were shedding tears around me for that race because the US 4x4 team is so good. You don't know, you have Alison Felix, 400-meter champion. She's such a great when it comes to the 400 and the 200 meters. You know what I mean? And Sanya Richards-Ross, of course, Jamaican born, been winning 400-meter races and relays for years. So we went into this. We had a good chance, but anything can happen. And shout out to Sharika Jackson, by the way, who I didn't mention, who finished third in the 400 for women. Just absolutely obliterated her opponents on that second leg. Fantastic run by that girl. Who actually said before the championships that she hates running the 400 meters. She doesn't like it at all. But the way that she's having success in this race, I might as well stick to it, right? So she ran that leg. Then Allison, of course, catch up. She catch up to McPherson and give the US a slight edge. And then Noveline Williams-Mills, God knows, she's a great story because she has been through so much, through breast cancer, through injuries, all sorts of stuff. Like she's a definite warrior. And that last 100 meters, it's like she kind of played possum with the American girl at the end, you know, just staying behind, staying behind, staying behind. And once that 100 meters run, she just start make her move, use our veteran self upon her, and just take it right at the end. Tremendous running by the 4x4s. I love their chances at Rio next year. It was a tremendous job. I mean, to me, it's my personal favorite moment of these championships. The 4x4 men look like they could do it, but I think Javon Francis on that last leg, you know, because I see the big gap after the third 100 and said, I have to make it up and go to such a big burst and take the lead and had absolutely nothing left. The last 100 and up finished fourth. It's just one of them things. You know what I mean? What fix that up, but overall won 12 medals, which was what I predicted before these championships started. It was a great thing overall. Shout out to Adian Richards winning bronze in the shot put. We needed to win a field medal because everybody, it's just we always look at it as just a sprinting nation. But Adian Richards, yo, look out for that guy next year. Commonwealth Games champion, Pan Am Games champion, and now bronze medalist in the World Championship. Look out for him next year. He's going to do something special. Also, shout out to Frederick Dekers, who actually had a chance to win gold in the discus. Didn't do so well on the last day, finished 7th, but he also is someone to watch next year. So 12 medals, finished second in the medal table because there were 7 gold medals. Overall, I thought it was a good performance. And the best thing about it is we're not looking at this and saying, oh, yeah, man, we have it for real. There's stuff to work on, there's stuff to improve on, and we know that we can do better in certain areas. We know we can do better in the relay. We know that the Americans are going to come back next year. See the, you know what I mean, Gatlin and all. Yo, the throws on Gatlin were crazy. There was one in particular I couldn't stop laughing at what them said. Gatlin should turn conductor because I'm ever full of silver. I could not stop laughing at that one. My God. But, I think that, you look at, the fact that the Americans going to come stronger. So, you see enough to step it up. Shell have to step it up because her field next year, especially the 200, is going to be deep. So, you don't know. I think you look at it and say, we did well, but we know it can do better because we've seen better out of this team. Much better. Record-breaking stuff out of this team. Right? So, I think that if we can fix up those things, if we can get certain people back to full strength. Again, I'm hoping Blake can come back. I don't know, he's in such a flux right now. But the team as is, and guys on the come up like Hyde and those people, I don't know. I mean, our team definitely has great prospects for Rio and beyond. So right now, I just say kudos to every Jamaican athlete that participated. And there was one thing, the only low light for me of these championships was the sensitivity that I did saw with some of the athletes, because back to Asafa, he was saying, because there was a controversy with, well, not really controversy. Warren Weir, you don't know, the bronze medalist from London, silver medalist at the last, or gold medalist at the last World Championships in the 4x1. He finished 6th, I believe, in his race as he tried to qualify for the final. I know people were talking about, oh, he lacks focus, he's not really committed to the whole thing, they let the whole celebrity of 2012 and 13 get to his head. And then Asafa made a tweet to the effect saying, if you've never qualified for major championships or finals, then you shouldn't be criticizing, you know what I mean? So there's something to that effect. And to me, it just sums up why he and some of these athletes just don't have that extra gear, that extra winning mentality, that rage to win, in my opinion. Because you look at when you say something like that, it makes it seem like, oh, nobody is entitled to question your performance. And it's that old, nonsense of, oh, if you never played, then you can't be an analyst, or you can't be a coach, or you can't be a, all of this nonsense. And to me, it because I look at it, I mean, if this was another country, so for instance, with Brazil or Argentina or Colombia and football, they're way more passionate about that than we are about athletics. And we don't know if athletics is all sport. You understand? That is #1 in Jamaica. So this criticism that him and Khalees, because she didn't do so well in the 400 hurdles that other runners I get, nothing compared to that. So first of all, I just think that they have to understand, especially in Asafa's case. A lot of people are lashing out at Asafa, not because, oh, he sucked and we're angry at him or whatever. It's that he disappointed in another major race again and people were hurt because when you have invest so much and you believe and you believe and you believe and somebody disappointed so much time, it takes a lot out of you, and that hurt is going to come out. I can talk to this because I'm an Arsenal fan. We went through 8 years of nothingness and all sorts of drama before we finally break through and win couple trophies, right? So bottom line is, I just think some of these athletes need to stop paying so much attention to Twitter, to Facebook, or social media. Shows are going to be on social media. Some people go in OD, some people go and take it out of bounds, right? But at the end of the day, just watch what you do, focus, use all of that negativity or that criticism as motivation. I think that's what more of these athletes need to do, and just stop preying, stop looking behind all of it, saying, oh, it's mean spirit. No, it's not. I think some of it is hurt and some of it is just willing people to get better, to take that and put that extra fuel in them to want to perform at the highest level. You know what I mean? If you're sensitive, don't be a professional athlete. So to him, to Kamar Bailey Cole, who said something similar on his Facebook page, just don't pre that. You understand? Or if you're going to pre that, don't be affected by it. Use it as motivation and use it to be better. Because if you do that, then it's only better for we, to do well, even better at major championships. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to the new Miss Universe Jamaica, Sharlene Radlein. She won last night at the Jamaica Pegasus at the coronation show. So she takes the crown from Casey Fender. Y'all know what Casey did earlier this year, coming close to winning Miss Universe. And it's an interesting backstory with her because she actually was in a serious car accident up to 7 years old. She got hit by a car, suffered all these facial injuries and head injuries, all sorts of stuff. There are some pictures of it after the accident. It was just rough. You know what I mean? So for her to bounce back from that and to big Miss Universe Jamaica is a really great story. I think that will help people rally behind her a little bit more. Again, we've never won a Miss Universe. We've come close with Yendi before. That's close as we've come. We just never seem to have great luck in this in this Miss Universe competition. So who knows? Maybe she can be that first, but we'll see. But it's a really good story behind it. So hopefully she can do it. So yeah, that's it for another episode of the show. Let me know under the YouTube video, under the comment section, what was your favorite moment at the championships? What you thought of some of the races? Who you thought were, the best performers? Who you thought could have done better? What did you think about the athletes reacting to criticism, all that stuff? Just let me know what you think of what happened over in Beijing, and we'll go from there. You understand? Shout out to everybody who watched this episode, watch all the episodes, you know what I mean? And yeah, just keep supporting the thing. So we'll see you next time. Peace out.